I knew this was completely bird in the brain and immediately stopped listening to them when they was throwing that phrase "pick me around," and their definition of a pick me was cooking and cleaning. But in the same breath, they'll lay on their back. So how you draw the line at cooking and cleaning?
A lot of women bring up points that no one's fighting against. They create an adversary that doesn't actually exist. You complain about work being hard, and then you also complain about 50-50, and then you also complain about being a stay-at-home mom, and you also complain about him doing all of the things, and you also complain about him.
Why do people get on here and act like men and women sleeping together is like a one-person thing, like it only pleases the man?
For decades, women have been manipulating men with sex.
I don't know how many times I gotta tell you this. You don't have a roster. You're just on a bunch of rosters.
There are women out here who value cooking and cleaning more than they value their bodies.
Sleeping with a man is not disrespectful to a woman's body unless you are one of the men that openly admit that all men are shitty. So anytime she sleeps with a man, she is devaluing herself by sleeping with a shitty person. I think it's funny how men and some women have taken very easy concepts to understand and distorted them so much so in their brains to intentionally ignore the point that they end up they make whole think pieces on just made up shit. Like it's not even like nobody is saying this. Like, and these two things aren't even really comparable. But this thing, I saw this video today and I was like, what? I'm like, this is how people really like. There are people who really think like this. It doesn't make any sense. I'm just gonna put that out there before full disclosure. This train of thought does not make sense. There is no track for this train of thought, if you will. It doesn't make sense. It's so stupid. The arguments do not align whatsoever. But I want to talk about it though, because I think it's important to address this stupidity, because there's so many people saying this directly or circling around this wagon. It needs to be addressed. The false equivalencies are crazy, and it's all a game, a manipulation game. And some women fall for it. Like there are women that are actually falling for this because women have internalized misogyny too. Like most women have internalized misogyny, right? It's just up to them to unpack it and you know what I mean, and how active it's going to be. But most of them, like all black people or most black people, have internalized racism. You know what I'm saying? So we got to unpack our shit. And yes, and there are there's a group of women that are like way off the reservation, and then there are women that they are in between or whatever. But nonetheless, like anybody can be susceptible to misogyny. That's the thing. Even women are susceptible to misogyny. So this isn't necessarily a problem that I'm saying that only men participate in or add to. But it is predominantly an issue, obviously, that men have created, and they are feeding women these talking points.
I knew bitches was completely bird in the brain and immediately stopped listening to them when they was throwing that phrase "pick me around," and their definition of a pick me was cooking and cleaning. But in the same breath, they'll lay on their back. So how you draw the line at cooking and cleaning, but you a fuck? You see what I'm saying? Don't let these hoes lead y'all astray.
No, I don't see what. How are these two things equivalent? Wow. Okay. That's a lot of people are. It's funny. You if you're on the red pill TikTok side enough, you just start to see these trends of things kind of picking up steam, and you're like, what the fuck are y'all even talking about?
A lot of women bring up points that no one's fighting against. They create an adversary that doesn't actually exist. They're creating these argument points that no one's opposing.
It's called a straw man. A straw man would be the simplest way, but whatever, I'm listening.
Most of us are not telling women that they can't work. Most of us are not telling women they have to cook and clean. I've been a better cook than most of the women that I've been involved with. I've been more intentional about my diet than most of the women that I've been involved with. I've always took care of my household. I've been doing laundry and chores and house maintenance since I was a kid. I know how to do it. I'm capable of doing it. I've been doing it. Most men know how to do it, capable.
Everybody knows men know how to cook and clean. That's not Nope. I don't think anybody is like you're doing the thing you're saying that the women, nobody is saying men don't know how to cook and clean. What men do though is even though we know how to cook and clean, once we get into a relationship with a woman, all of a sudden we get amnesia. All of a sudden we don't know how to cook and clean anymore. All of a sudden we stop cooking 7 times, we stop cooking 13, 14 meals a week. Now we don't eat until she cooks. Like, I don't know what the fuck. It's ridiculous. It's crazy.
Of doing it and been doing it. If that's the hill you're willing to die on, by all means, but who's really fighting for that point? We react to a lot of the conversation because you just say the dumbest and most outlandish things, and we're like, wait, where? Yeah, go ahead and work. You complain about work being hard, and then you also complain about 50-50, and then you also complain about being a stay-at-home mom, and you also complain about him doing all of the things, and you also complain about him.
No woman is complaining about a man doing all of the things. But the reason why women are complaining is because in all of these scenarios, the men are letting the women down. If a woman goes to work and comes home, she wants to only have to do half the labor in the home, essentially. But the man goes to work, comes home, and makes her do 80% of the labor. So she complains. A stay-at-home mother, yeah, they're out of the 100% of labor that is put on her shoulders, she still is looking for protection from the man. Not, I'm talking about not the physical type. Well, of course that, but I'm saying in this instance, I'm not even talking about like the physical protection, economic protection, from the man. And she is looking for gratification. She's looking for appreciation. And she is looking for him to do a lot more labor than men are willing to do. When a woman is a stay-at-home mother or a stay-at-home wife, she does 95% of the fucking labor at home the vast majority of the time, 90% of the labor. It really should be closer to 65, 35, 60, 40 because she is working 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, essentially. You know what I'm saying? He is working 5 days a week, 8, 9, 10 hours a day. So she's like, okay, I don't mind doing the majority of the labor at home. Obviously, I should be doing that because I'm at home more than him. But you need to help out way more than what you're doing. You need to be helping out way more than what you're doing. And the men are like, nah, that's your responsibility. Let me weaponize my incompetence. I don't know how to put dishes in a dishwasher. I don't know how to fold clothes properly. I didn't know you had to separate the darks from the lights. I just can't figure out how to wash. The same men you talking about, we know how to cook and we know exactly. The exact same group of men that do know how to cook, that do know how to clean, all of a sudden, they can't do it. They can't do it up to specification, right?
Doing none of you just complain. You just create people to fight against because this is an inner battle with you. They don't actually want resolution. They just want to complain.
It's just not true. Now, I showed this video and that other video because the initial take for the first woman was women are giving up their bodies to have sex with the man, but they're unwilling to cook and clean. Y'all are willing to sleep with the man, but you're not willing to cook and clean. That's the take. I'm not understanding how those two things are connected, but I can tell you why women are rejecting doing labor, but okay with sleeping with the man. I can tell you why. It ain't really hard.
Why do people get on here and act like men and women sleeping together is like a one person thing? Like it only pleases the man. Like the woman, who wants to sleep with men? Most of the time, when a man and a woman is sleeping together, it's because they both consensually want to get pleasure. Most of the time, unless it's some crazy situation. And you guys acting like it's only favoring the man is low-key misogynistic.
For decades, women have been manipulating men with sex with this sort of understanding that she's speaking about in the video.
You can't manipulate men with sex. Just so you know, you can't manipulate a man with sex. Men want sex. If you don't want sex, as a man, all you have to do is be like, I'm not gonna let a woman do whatever she wants to do to me so I can sleep with her. That is a conscious choice that the man is making. You can't manipulate a man with sex. Like you can't manipulate a woman with money. If a woman wants money, and I'm talking about if she's not reliant on that man. You see what I'm saying? If she's not relying on that man, you can manipulate a woman with money if you guys are in a relationship and now she needs you for money. Yes, you can manipulate a woman with money. You can't manipulate a woman with money though. Like you can't. It's not like she wants money. You have money. She is doing the things to get the money. There's no manipulation. That doesn't even make sense. You can't manipulate a man with sex either. He wants sex. You give him sex or you don't or whatever to get. Like he can go at any point in time, he can go, I didn't get the thing that I wanted. I'm out now. He can do that. Or I got it and I'm out. Whatever. Either way, I got it, I'm out. Either way, that's a choice that the people are making. You can't manipulate a man with sex. I don't want to hear that shit. That is men being weak. Men being weak to their flesh, as the Bible would say. It has nothing to do with the woman.
Sex with this sort of understanding that she's speaking about in the video, with the understanding that men get everything out of sex and women get nothing. So I must barter and get something else. I mean, you've heard for decades how wives will say, oh, if you want some on your birthday, you got to do this. Or if you want some this weekend, make sure you do this. It's always like, because I'm giving you sex, then that means I need to get something exchanged, as if she's not getting out something out of the sex. But more and more men are waking up to this fact. You can't give sex away so freely that women have been doing since the sexual revolution, and then turn around and pretend like you aren't getting something out of it too. But that is running out, or that scenario is running out and is wearing thin.
It's not. And you guys got it. Every time you guys say it's running out, it's not running. There's an endless supply of men who crave sex from women still. It's not running out whatsoever. But back to the original point that the woman made, right? That's the reason why women will sleep with the man but won't cook and clean for him. Because cooking and cleaning for a man only benefits him. It only benefits him. Even if the woman is already cooking, she has to cook another meal. That doesn't benefit her to cook this nigga another meal, to cook that man another meal. That doesn't benefit the woman whatsoever. Even if she's already cleaning up after herself, cleaning up after a man doesn't benefit her. It doesn't. None whatsoever. Sleeping with the man does benefit her most times because she wants to sleep with the man too. Consider if both adults they consent to having sex, the assumption is they're both getting something out of that. She wants to fuck, he wants to fuck. Men aren't the only ones who want to have sex. Women want to have sex too. Yes. They just don't act like they don't act like ravenous animals to have sex. That's the difference. They have some decorum. They have some self-respect. But you trying to falsely equivocate a woman sleeping with the man and it being like a mutual exchange with a woman cooking and cleaning for a man, it's hilarious. They're not even in the same ballpark. It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. So back to the original commenter, what she was saying was like, I don't understand why women are willing to sleep with men but not willing to cook and clean. The answer is simple. She gets something out of sleeping with the man. Even if she don't get an orgasm, she's still getting pleasure, you would assume. Wow, you know what I'm saying? Like she's getting some sexual release. She's getting a bond with the man, whatever it is. The man is getting the same thing. Cool. It's an evenish exchange there. Cooking and cleaning for a man, not an evenish exchange at all, whatsoever. I completely understand why women don't want to do it. And then the men are running around here like, I don't know, it's weird. It's just really weird. So this is a red pill ideology. This is why they always end up bumping heads, because the men in the red pill are saying, yeah, women get something out of sleeping with the man too, right? Okay, cool. Now, what are the red pill men also saying at simultaneous?
I don't know how many times I gotta tell you bitches this. You don't have a roster. You're just on a bunch of niggas rosters. You don't get niggas. A lot of niggas just get you.
A lot of niggas just get you. Fucking cornball. But anyways, that's stupid. If sex is mutual, if women want to have sex too, then she can have a roster the same way men can because she want to fuck too. She just want to fuck too sometimes. It's so funny how these be the same men screaming. It goes both ways until women are until the both ways thing reflects how women also have power and also have autonomy. As soon as the concept of autonomy enters the chat, now the men want to shame her and strip her of her autonomy. No, you're not getting something out of it. You're just getting fucked. You're a slut. We're not. We're slut makers. But the other man is like, no, no, women actually benefit from sex too. Another woman is like, no, women actually like sex too. They get, but then here come the red. No, 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 no. You're a slut. We have to shame you. You don't have a roster. You are the roster. Oh, okay. Cool story, guy.
When are you going to realize that low self-esteem has been their goal the entire time?
Who is they? Who is they? Who is they? Who is they? I'm very curious.
There are women out here right now telling you that they will not cook or clean for you, but they will have sex with you.
Remember what we just got done saying. See, this is their new talking point. They're really trying to put the two and two together, just one step closer to domination in their mind. Like, yeah, if I get her to fuck me and cook and clean for me and then not be my woman at the same time, oh my God, like I don't have to commit. Oh my God, my dreams are answered.
Then you got these goofball red pill men saying, I can't trust no woman. They all got too many bodies, but these are the same dudes out here begging women for attention, trying to sleep with them. So you're telling
that part is true.
Me that there are women out here who value cooking and cleaning more than they value their bodies.
Sleeping with a man is not disrespectful to a woman's body unless you are one of the men that openly admit that all men are shitty. So anytime she sleeps with a man, she is devaluing herself by sleeping with the shitty person. And I know you're not that man. A woman wanting to have sex is not her devaluing her body. She just wants to have sex, and that's okay. There's no, I don't, why, how are you? I'm not under, as a man that wants to sleep with women. I'm not saying me, but I'm saying as a man, I would assume as a man that wants to sleep with women, why are you deterring women from sleeping with men? Because it's consensual? Because they like it too? Because you need for them to get fucked and not enjoy having sex? Men always want to view sex with the woman as the woman is getting like punished in some way or she's getting fucked by a man. It's not both of them coming together and having sex. It's no, she got fucked, right? That's what you want to do?
And you're telling me also that there are goofball men out here who don't value themselves enough to not have sex with women they don't like. And we got the nerve to be on these apps arguing with each other. Who's the worst? Who started it?
Men are the worst and men started it.
It doesn't matter.
It definitely matters.
Their goal was to separate us.
Who is they?
They don't want us to come together, pool our resources, have families. No, they want to control us, our bodies and our minds. They want us all working jobs we don't want to work, broke, getting a 50-year mortgage, never owning anything, being unhealthy with processed food, sick, dying. That's it.
When I tell you that shit is so cap, he's not. Who are you talking about? If you're saying they, meaning like billionaires, the powers that be right now are changing the laws, right? They're changing the political landscape to make it harder for women to go to college and get degrees. And they're making it harder for women to get jobs, gainful employment. They're firing a bunch of women, specifically black women. They fire like 350,000 black women in this year alone. The majority of the jobs that are being lost by women. Women with children are on the outskirts. Like they're doing the same people you're saying that they don't want to see us come together. They're the same people that are making women rely on men all over again. When they talk about making America great again, that's the point they're talking about. That's a huge part of it. They're talking about going back in the day when women had to rely on a man financially, especially if she wanted to have kids. And you up here talking about they don't want to see us together. No. They do. They want to see the birth rate go up. They want to see us have more babies. They need to feed the machine that is capitalism. They need more consumers. They need more workers. They need more soldiers. Absolutely. You're wrong. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You have no idea. Peddling these conspiracy theories based in nothing. You have no idea what these people want. No fucking clue. The they you are talking about are, it's the equivalent of middle management. There's a group of men that couldn't care less if you get married or not, but they're peddling and pandering, right? They're peddling bullshit and pandering to men like you, telling you guys you don't need to be married. Marriage is a scam. Marriage is a trap. It's those men. They're not getting their marching orders from the 1%ers. I promise you they're not. They're rogue. They've gone rogue. But most importantly, what they're doing is they're angering men. That's what the machine wants. The machine wants men angry. An angry man is a man that is most willing to protect the patriarchy. That's what they want. And that's what these men are doing. These men are voting against women's best interests. These men are voting against their best interests as workers, just so they can punish women, so they can punish black people, so they can punish immigrants. That's what the men are doing right now. And how did they get there? They got the men angry. They got the men all in a tizzy. They got them worked up.